I am pregnant with our second child and keep uncovering more of my husband's lies and out other women. We are married for 2 years with a 3-year-old. We are both 30. In the beginning there were these little red flags. Like, they got my back up but I never felt they were bad enough to break up over. He omitted some details about sexual history with friends, he looked up his exes sometimes. Things progressed and I fell pregnant during lockdown after we had been together for 3 years. I didn't think anything else was going on. Then more lies starting coming up. That ex from 10 years ago was actually a FWB even in the early stages of our dating. His friend's ex was a recent hookup of his. He texted exes of his and deleted them because of how I'd react. Apparently the messages were innocent. He'd inappropriately messaged an ex but only because I'd upset him and he thought I'd cheated. I hadn't. Basically it was all my fault. I only found out about all this while I was pregnant and following the birth of our child. Had I known earlier I may have ended it. Unfortunately I got paralyzed by the fear of being a single mom. We went to couples therapy and have been for years and honestly it did wonders for our relationship. I really felt we'd moved past things. Well, it turns out we hadn't. He had some issues at work and through this ended up bringing up some colleagues of his who he had again lied to about his history with them, deleted conversations with them. Again he made it sound like this was all ages ago but I don't know. He blames me. He says it's because I would react badly. He tells me there was nothing inappropriate. That I'm just crazy. I can't deal with it anymore. We planned this baby and were happy and now I feel like an idiot for missing the red flags and trying. I just don't know what to do. He's an incredible father. He's changed a lot and made a lot of effort towards our relationship. I know I would struggle alone. But the disrespect and the lies and the uncertainty are killing me. I feel like when I wrote this it didn't sound that bad but it's been years of this. And I don't think it will stop and I don't think he will ever stop blaming me for his terrible actions. It's like he can't see that the act of lying and hiding and being shady is in itself wrong. He also comes up with this bullshit like, oh well it was only a brief conversation so it doesn't count as talking to her, and, oh well it wasn't inappropriate so I didn't need to tell you. I think he genuinely believes this stuff as well. Like he actually believes his own lies and crap. I've spoken to him so many times about it and the same stuff keeps happening. It's like he doesn't care. He always blames me and my reactions. If it's not my reaction it's that he was in a very stressful situation, and panicked. Which means when it happens again he'll just be like, well it's because you'd be upset. We discuss that in therapy but our therapist will see both of our sides and not really telephone him he's wrong if that makes sense. Having another on the way makes me feel more tapped. I don't know if I should try and move past this again I just feel like I've tried so hard and the lies about other women will never stop. Too long did not read. Husband has lied to me about other women for years. His history with them, contact with them, messages. Through pregnancy and toddler. I have no reason to believe he physically cheated but this is torturing me and I don't know how to move past it again for the sake of my children. You will struggle on your own. You are struggling now. Imagine how much brain power would be freed up if you weren't constantly questioning everything he says. How much of that time you could focus on you and your children. There isn't a woman alive who regrets leaving a man like this. 100% of women who have been where you are and left are happier. Myself included. I didn't think I could do it either. You can. Kind of describes my dad and it makes me wonder how many other children this guy might have. My parents stayed together for us kids and it was a pretty dysfunctional family which still affects me in different ways, nearly 50 now. Sorry for what you were going through op. Think of it this way. The relationship, between you and your husband, that your children see, is what they will learn. And children see way more than we think they do. They're sponges. If you have girls, they will assume that this is appropriate behavior from a relationship partner. Do you want that for them? If you have boys, they will grow up thinking that the way their father treats you is the proper way to behave in a relationship. Do you want your children to behave like him? If you won't leave for your own good, leave for the sake of your children. Jesus, are you dating my ex? He cheated on me repeatedly and told me it was my fault for not having sex with him, bcididnt feel safe w him, because I got validly upset at stupid shit he did, and that made him upset, that his interactions were all harmless and I overreact. I was not. He was fucking girls behind my back. It was hard for the first few months but my God could I breathe. Your kids don't deserve to grow up watching you get disrespected and used. You don't deserve to be treated that way. A man with nothing to hide won't hide anything, he hid it because he knew it was wrong. And even more so, this weighs on your feelings for him. If you aren't happy and don't trust him, there is no saving that. Really. I've learned that the hard way. Don't stay where you're uncertain and not feeling the way you should feel. You're a young family with a baby on the way. This should be the happiest time of your life. If it's not, you gotta let the trash out. He is gaslighting the absolute shit out of you. I know it sounds scary, but think about your babies. You wouldn't want them to grow up seeing this treatment, right? I know it's hard and sounds so scary, but you deserve so much better. He's trying to have his cake and eat it too by talking to other people on the side but having you still stick around. Sending love your way. You said he's an incredible father. That's great, he can be an incredible co-parent. But he's a terrible partner. Being a single mom can be empowering, frustrating, wonderful, and everything in between. If that's the only thing keeping you in this relationship, take a deep breath, have a glass of water, and realize that parents that stay together for the kids only succeed in making the kids miserable. He sounds awful and I'm sorry he's treated you this way.